Is everybody good?
Yes, sir.
All right, nice. Make sure that I. Okay. Yeah. So you guys are down here. Um, but how close do you get to the heart though? At this point, yeah, you know what you do know is that there's pretty much nowhere to hide. Like anyone's going to see you um, approaching if there were anybody, but you haven't thus far noticed any. Um, uh,
Yeah, even if we're stealthing though, you think?
I mean, if it's raining, I can hide.
I mean, you can all roll some collective stealth checks if you'd like to.
Well, I have a racial ability.
Okay.
Of course
sure,
you do.
Yeah.
Way to play the race card, dude.
The only thing you really notice is occasionally a few bats will return and fly into the top of the trunk of the tree, and there are a few kind of tropical birds that are perched on some of the roots protruding out from the higher parts of the heart as well. But otherwise, besides the animal life, you don't thus far notice anything. You don't notice any human life moving about the heart.
I want to pull out the holy symbol compass thing and see if it still just points to the heart of Uptow or if it's something beyond there.
Yeah, sure. You hold it out in your palm, and after a few moments, it turns its pointed end directly towards the heart. It's hard to tell if it's pointing directly to that or beyond it, but it does move in your palm to point you directly to the heart of Uptow.
All right. Well, but
Galadia is still listening.
With the fly spell, if you cast it on Sig or me, we can carry at least one person up there every time, and it lasts for 10 minutes. So we should be able to get everybody up to a point on there without Wuce having to waste his dimension door unless he just wants to.
And if you want to use Faye for flying, she can help with that, but I'm not going to run her in combat.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
Well, I can cast it. I just have to make sure that no one hits me with anything.
Right, so you'll be the last one going up.
Right. So we can do that.
I can,
And
I'm okay with people hitting me.
And for your instrument there, Riceak, I've settled on the DC for any spell that you cast on there that a creature has to roll as a DC 10. It's going to be fairly low because it's meant for a magical person to use.
Truly.
Okay, so I say we go to the cave entrance first, is my opinion. Because I'd rather not be on the outside if we can help it.
Yeah, that was what I thought we were going to do, like fly up to the entrance and then walk up inside.
So it looks like the entrance is, there. So there's the plateau of the heart, and the trees coming out from that. And then from the top, there's a stairwell that looks like it's been hand carved that leads down to about a fourth of the way down the heart, where there's a cave entrance into the heart itself.
I would say the cave entrance.
Okay, let's do that.
So, one of you's Riceak, you're going to use your instrument to fly.
Yeah.
And someone else, Sig, is going to use a flying potion.
No, I don't have a flying potion.
No, I have a cape that lets me dimension door, and I can take one willing person with me.
Okay.
And the spell should be able. He's able to cast the spell, which is a targeted creature on fly.
So
and then we'll take the rope with us so we can secure it and lay it down afterwards.
Well, Faye should be able to take our wizard, so we could basically get everybody up there and at the same time, with not having to climb.
Oh, okay, that works.
So
Go ahead.
you take Sig, cast Fly on me, and I'll take our Bard, and then
Who's their bard?
the one that's casting the spell. I can't remember the name.
Oh,
Sorry.
Riceak.
Riceak.
He's a swashbuckler, I thought.
Yeah, he is. I'm sorry.
No worries.
And then if we can get Faye to take our wizard, that should get everybody up there.
What about Azaka?
Oh, she can climb.
You see Azaka's lip kind of trembling as she looks up at the heart of Tower.
Dude, she's afraid of heights, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. She can stay down here and guard.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
She kind of says that she'd like to remain on the ground and look over the equipment that you have to lead down here, because you probably won't be able to be carried up with like your packs and stuff.
Well, mine I can because it's just a.
Sure, yeah.
And Sig, me, and Rychek can. I just don't think our wizard can.
Well, like, I don't know necessarily if like Faye and I guess maybe I can find out. I don't know how much weight you can carry while you're flying.
It doesn't say.
Oh, it doesn't
so
say.
It's whatever you can carry.
Yeah. Okay.
It might be determined on your strength.
Well, yeah, like, because like Faye'd be lifting someone up there, and you'd be lifting someone up there. So I guess you'd probably be able to do it. But Azaka still expresses that she'd like to stay below and keep a lookout. She's not too worried about ground danger.
Your carrying capacity is your strength scored multiplied by 15.
Gotcha.
And then we push, drag, or lift 30 times your strength score.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, you guys would be able to do it, no problem.
So only Azaka staying down, or is Faye also staying down?
Faye has to come once she's flying, right?
She'll come up and she'll carry Sorey up.
Just hang out at the entrance.
I have to make a roll for her when she releases her wings. I really hope that I don't hit this, because that would be unfortunate while she's not here, and it's just something that's part of her character. Okay, thank God. So you guys see Faye kind of step away from you, and she closes her eyes for a brief moment, and kind of a faint golden glow begins to emanate out from her. And when she opens her eyes, a bright golden pair of wings bursts forth from her back, and they kind of tendril out a little bit like Tyrael in Diablo. And she gives kind of a self-satisfactory grin as she just grabs Sorey by his shoulders and takes off up towards the heart.
Where do I get a pair of those?
As she probably mutters something like, "Let's go, you cunts," under her breath,
Shoot her down.
Sorey, Faye kind of soars up towards the heart, and she actually sets you down on the ledge fairly tenderly, and lands beside you. The tendrils of her wings kind of curl around your body as you land, because there's not really anywhere for them to go. But she just kind of leaves them out for the time being. And then I think she probably hops up to the upper ledge to check out the tree. And then as you get placed there on the ledge, you feel a figure behind you, kind of in the darkness of the little cavern opening in the side of the heart, and you kind of hear a soft female voice say something from inside the heart, and she says, "I wasn't expecting morning visitors. Who is outside of my little home here?" And then I imagine the rest of you, probably fairly quickly follow behind. Yes.
Yeah.
But it appears that someone, Sorey, is inside of the heart currently, and she has begun speaking to you.
And who are you?
She says, "I believe I asked you first, but I guess if proper introductions are to be in order, then you should go ahead and step inside. I promise I don't bite." And at this point, I think probably the rest of you are just landing on the ledge, and you catch the end of that sentence, and you're being invited inside.
We can make introductions out here first.
I head in.
Divine sense?
Okay. Do you do it before you're stepping in, or during, or as you do?
I would probably like do it as I'm going in.
Okay. So what you see is kind of a slight of build, elven-looking woman. She's very fair-skinned and has a little spattering of red freckles that go across the bridge of her nose and line her kind of cheekbones. She has kind of a stark white curly hair that looks like it's kind of disheveled a bit, but flows down behind her. She's wearing kind of a tightly fitting black gown almost that just kind of tapers out near her ankles a little bit, and she's got a kind of a velvety, a light velvety cape that goes down to about her waistline that's kind of trimmed in red and gold. The upper portion of her dress that she's wearing is kind of laced, and so it's kind of transparent and see-through, and you can see, the line of modest cleavage just below her neckline, and she looks very unimposing. But Sigismund, as you cast your divine sense, I'd like you to give me an insight check, as well as you do sense the presence of undead before you. And it is a typically radiant power.
Okay. Ugh. 13 on the insight.
Let's say that you don't. What's your? I guess I should have. It should be a perception check. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's probably not going to be any better, but let's see. Oh boy.
You don't notice anything else about her. But Garn, as you step inside, you see a small pool of water in the center of the room here. And I can drop you guys on the map here for this now. So Garn, you go first, huh?
Sure. We were invited in nicely. I don't see what the problem is.
So are you guys? Oh, I got to move you to the map probably, huh? You guys can't see what's going on right now? It's probably a good idea, yeah. So are you guys visible now?
No.
Yep.
Cool.
I guess I don't have my sight turned on.
Okay, I'll fix that for you.
Me too.
Oh, you're
Sightless.
okay. Let's see.
Same.
Huh, that's weird. But I think it's easily fixable. Okay, there we go. Has sight. Garn, you have 60 feet of dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Riceak, you are a human?
I'm half elf.
Half elf, 60 feet of dark vision.
Uh.
How about now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sorey,
I'm actually elf. Never mind. Wood elf. I'm wood elf.
You're a human though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I still gave you 10 feet of 10 feet of bright vision and 10 feet of dim vision. So, Sigismund and Wuce, you guys are okay?
Yep.
So that you can all see the interior now of the heart.
Do these green things emit any light?
They there are lanterns hanging on a few of the walls that are emitting a magical green light. Yes. The pool of water here in the center of the heart is kind of a reddish brown color, and I think Garn, you can tell that probably it's from the. You notice on the interior there are kind of veins of copper, and that's probably the water leaking through is causing the water that pools here to gain this kind of makes the water look like it's kind of like a pool of blood, and it drips from the roots and bottom of the heart. There are as you step into the cave, it is it is musty and dimly lit. There is a bit of daylight filtering down through the hollow, petrified tree trunk 20 feet above your heads. The pool of dirty rainwater occupies the central 20 feet of the floor between natural pillars formed by the roots of the petrified tree. 3 tall bookcases stand against the wall to the right of the cave entrance, and a desk and several wooden crates stand against the left-hand wall. Opposite the entrance, there are 2 open doorways into smaller chambers, and between them a large iron cage, which appears to be empty currently. Valindra smiles as you all enter, and she says, well, welcome to the heart of Obtau. My name is Valindra, and you all might be?
I'm Garn.
How do you spell that name?
Valindra.
And these are my companions. Riceak, Sigmunds, the wizard.
She says, well, don't be shy. Do come in, make yourselves more at home. Perhaps we can have a chat. How long have you been here on the island?
Has it been almost 6 months now? Or actually more closer to a year?
I'd say it's probably between 6 and 8 months, yeah.
Around 8 months now.
She says, I've been here just about the same amount of time. That's interesting. What have you learned about the island so far? What is your purpose? What's brought you to this place lost to time?
We are trying to stop the curse that's going on.
She kind of shakes her head and she says, a terrible thing, but I am here for the same purpose. I've come to discover this device that they've been calling the Soulmonger and study it. I'd like to imprison it if I can.
We would rather just destroy it. Let the souls be free.
She says, well, that might be an extreme measure, but I understand that it might be the only way to solve the little problem that's been affecting our world. But perhaps its power could be harnessed to do good. I'm sure that we will never really know until it's discovered. Do you happen to know its location?
No, we don't. We were hoping we might find some more information here.
Well, I happen to have a theory on where it might be, if you'd like to hear it.
Would love to hear it.
She says, well, pinpointing the pockets of undead, and through my research in my time here, scouring the jungles, I believe that the pinpoint of this powerful device is emanating from a place called Omu.
Omu. That's a city or something?
Yes, Omu lands. Omu lies between the Peaks of Flame and the Valley of Lost Honor. It used to be the largest and greatest city here on this island, and then it's been since lost. But I believe it is the most likely place that the Soulmonger lies.
So we need to go to Omu and see what we can find. Would you like to come with us? You seem like you're dedicated and wanting to find this thing too.
She says, unfortunately, my orders delay me from visiting the city myself. But I'm happy to share what I know, and perhaps if you visit that place, you can maybe return to me and tell me what you find.
Wait. So we're supposed to just believe you that the Soulmonger is in Omu? Can you show us some evidence? Like, where did you come by this information?
She says, whether you choose to believe me is entirely up to you. I'm simply sharing with you the information that I know. After all, we are both after the same goal. Perhaps yours is a little more extreme than mine. I'd like to first have a good look at one of the most devastating and powerful artifacts that our world has yet to see.
Well, if our goals are aligned, you won't mind sharing with us where you got your information.
She told us she studied the undead and their movements.
Oh, I missed that part. Sorry.
Yes, she says, I believe that it is the most likely of places. And it does make sense. If I were to hide something so powerful, I might do it in the most difficult place to reach. There are not many ways to reach the city of Omu, and it is deep in the undead territory. The Peaks of Flame and the city itself have been lost for some time, and it is a very dangerous place.
Sounds like more traveling. I wish there was a way that we could get there faster.
Valindra says, well, one thing I've heard in my time here is that the Arakakra of Kirsabal are able to cast a ritual that allows people to fly. I believe that it is called the Dance of the Seven Winds.
Do you know this dance?
I don't know it myself, and I haven't had much interaction with the Arakakra. It is just a rumor I heard from another group of adventurers such as yourselves.
So if we talk to them, maybe we could get them to cast that spell for us and get to Omu quickly.
It's an option.
Because I really don't want to go traipsing around the jungle down there when there's even more greater undead than there is now.
She says, as soon as I receive further instruction, I might be able to join you in the city, but for now I must wait until my superiors give me new information.
What faction do you work for? Harper's, Interium, what?
She says, I am aligned with the Red Wizards of Thay.
Oh,
Jeez.
Have you heard of the place?
I've heard that they know magic. That's about all I know.
I am not of their order necessarily myself, but they are very magically adept and inclined. They have hired me to come investigate the source of the curse. It is a dangerous place, Chult, and many of the wizards don't care to endanger their own lives. But they offered me a very fair price for my service, and so here I am. I'm just
the Ring of Winder?
She says, no, they're paying me in gold, but I have heard of that artifact. It's pretty well known amongst the magical community.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people ask us about it too.
You think it's here on Chult?
Well, there's frost giants here, so what does that tell you?
I don't know much beyond the existence of the ring. It hasn't been my purpose or focus. But if it is indeed here on Chult, it is quite a powerful thing.
Y'all can shut me up at any time y'all want to.
Unless you have any more information that get to Umu, we can head on out.
Is there a chance we can? Is there a place we can rest here?
She says, if you need to take a load off, you may spend some time here if you like. The heart of Ubtao is only a temporary home for me, and I allow the priests of Ubtao to come and go as they please. As long as they leave me alone, I leave them alone. We've struck an accord. They don't necessarily like my presence here, but there's not much they can do about that.
Why don't they like your presence here?
I think they believe that I'm defiling their sacred place by living
Are
here.
you? Just your presence defiles this place?
Well, I am not a Chultean native, and they believe that this is the most sacred place on the island.
Not even touching the ground.
She says, yes, the magic that holds this this moat aloft is very powerful and interesting. I would love to know where it originated from. I can't seem to dispel it, though I have tried. I've been a little bored here.
What are you doing up here?
Like I said, I'm just waiting for further instruction. The
So, like, you
wizards
were ordered to come up here?
Well, I was ordered to the islands. But the wizards are also late on my latest payment as well, so I don't work for free.
So the wizard just paid you to come to this island, and now you're just hanging tight, waiting for further instruction.
Yes, until my job is done.
What's your job?
To find the soulmonger.
I mean, is it here, though?
I believe so.
In the heart somewhere?
No, in Omu.
Why are you here, though, is what I'm asking.
Because
What?
the wizards...
Why not in Omu?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You're waiting for the wizards to give you the order to complete your job?
That and they're late on my latest payment.
Okay. Gotcha. Is us being up here defiling the heart?
I'm sure it is to the natives.
Are there any of those priests present?
No.
All right.
While all this is going on, I'll just walk around the area around the pool and stuff, take out the symbol and see if it actually moves, like if I'm close to whatever it's pointing to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, as you kind of move around, the symbol does kind of rotate in your palm, keeping its focus kind of centrally on the heart. But make a sleight of hand check for me as well.
Okay. That's not going to be good. Ah, well, 18.
Villindra doesn't seem to notice. She's whenever she speaks to somebody or somebody addresses her, she seems to truly focus on you, and she doesn't seem to be too concerned about your presence here, really. To her, it's all the same, and you know, she's just here. It seems like she's just here to do her job, and she's just waiting for the wizards to come through with their latest payment. Sigismund, give me a perception check as well, though.
Oh boy. 11?
Well, that's okay. I think it's probably good enough as you're kind of moving around the inner parts of the heart. You can see, I don't know if you would necessarily recognize this for what it is, but you notice in this room here, there looks like there's been a circle carved into the stone, etched into the floor of the chamber. You're not proficient in Arcana, are you?
No.
Okay, so it does look like something that's been designed for some type of ritual or something, but Villindra doesn't seem to, really mind you wondering about.
Lindra, what do you do to pass the time while you're waiting for your order and payment?
She puts she kind of points over to the the shelves that are full of books and scrolls, and she says, I study my magic, and I work on my spellcraft, and I go over my maps, and I take in some of the history I've collected of the Choltean geography and culture and philosophy that they have here. Most of the history that I've collected from Portnai and Zaru predates the spell plague, so it's all been very interesting to read about some of the earlier life in Chult when things were a little less chaotic here.
Any spells or scrolls you'd care to part with?
I do have a scroll or two that I don't necessarily need to keep in my possession. If you are looking to purchase something, if you would let me know what it is you're specifically looking for, I might be able to strike a bargain with you. I have a limited selection here. I keep most of my more prominent spell work back in Thay. I'd hate to...
Perhaps something like a shelter of some sort. Would you have a spell like that on hand?
What is the shelter one? The smallest
Liamon's
one?
tiny hut.
Yeah, tiny hut. She says that I don't have a scroll prepared, but given a few days, I could scribe one for you.
That would be most beneficial, especially with the amount of creatures roaming around down there.
She says, do you plan on heading to Omu, or do you have other business near the heart?
Now that we have this information, we'll probably head to Omu. But it's the travel and everything is very deadly.
Yes, she says that it is. The one thing that I have not been able to acquire is a very good map. I'm afraid that I can't help you much in that area. All I've really gathered is some of the information on some of the exploring I've done on my own, but I've never been a very proficient cartographer. My studies have always been more in magical research.
Well, we could see what you have. We could help you out. Sharing of information is always good.
Yeah, she does. Let's see. She does. Like, do you show her your map or anything?
I would say yes, but I'm not the one holding the map.
Who's holding it? She actually does ask. She says, "You kind gentlemen don't happen to have a good map, do you?"
Well, I mean, of course we do. How do you think we got here? How'd you get here without a map?
She says, well, originally I arrived by ship, but since then I've created a way to easily travel back home. And she points off to where Sigismund is standing, and Sorey, if you were poking around a little bit as well, I think you would recognize what she has in that other room is a circle of teleportation.
Valandra. Is that how you say the name?
Yes. Wuce, was it?
Yeah. Have you ever hallucinated?
I can't say that I have. I believe it weakens the mind.
It's super fun though.
So, are we going to show her the map or not?
I don't see why not.
I mean, what are we getting in return for it?
Her knowledge, and it might help on the price on the scroll he wants to get.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you pull out the map, and she kind of gestures for you to lay it out on her work table that she has there. She looks over the map that you have, and you can visibly see her eyes go wide at the map that you possess. Her finger kind of traces over the edges of the island and lingers on places here or there that have been revealed to you that you've kind of landmarked and added to the map that Syndra gave you. And then she kind of traces her hand down to the peaks of flame down here, and she says, just west of the peaks of flame, resting in the valley between the Valley of Lost Honor and the peaks of flame themselves, I believe is where Omu lies. And she says, unfortunately, I do have some bad news for you. I'm going to be needing to keep this map for myself.
I roll up the map and put it in my bag.
I mean, are you against having a copy of the map?
She says, do you think you could duplicate it to this accuracy?
We could trace it.
Yeah, I think we can do that, yeah.
Let's make a trade. This for the scroll I want.
Yeah, she says, well, if you are able to duplicate your map to my satisfaction, then I believe that it would be easy enough for me to scribe the scroll that you need. It is a fair trade. And you can see her, hands shaking as she really wants to get a hold of the map.
What is it about the map, though, that has you so intrigued?
It was just a request of my employers. If I could obtain a detailed map of the island.
A request, yet it doesn't sound that simple.
It's It's not something that many possess.
There are people who travel all over and make their own maps. What makes ours any different from the rest you might find?
None of the maps that I've seen are quite so detailed as this one.
What do your employers intend to do with the map?
I don't ask too many questions about the things that are required of me. I take my payment and I follow the orders that I receive.
How much are you getting paid for this map?
For the map, I've been offered 50,000 gold. What the Wizards of Thay want with it, I'm not too concerned about.
Seems a little bit more than that scroll, Sorey.
Yes.
She says, well, I could just take the map from you and push you all off the ledge.
I'd like to see you try.
Oh,
Witch.
God.
It was that Garn.
Yeah.
Give me a sec here.
Is this a TPK time?
No, but I would like I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, Sorey. As Valindra mutters a word under her breath.
I'm gonna counterspell it.
Can you?
So what does it say? An 8th level spell?
Yeah, so DC 18. And I believe that's Arcana, right?
I guess Arcana then?
Yeah, Arcana. DC 18 Arcana check. So as she mutters the word, for a brief moment you feel like you're going to be paralyzed, but then you mutter your counter incantation, and her spell fizzles away. And now I would like to have everyone select their tokens and roll initiative for me.
My name's Saul, and this is between y'all.
And Valindra says, as her image shimmers and fades away, and before you, you now see something that looks a little bit more like this. She says, "A shame. We were getting along so well." And Valindra happens to be up first. So she turns to look towards you.
In my initiative, I didn't have my token selected. Sorry.
What were you?
16.
16. Angered by your counterspell, I'm certain. At turn 16. Valindra, now showing her true form, that of an undead lich. Her gaze turns towards you, her eyes narrow. She raises one arm and points a skeletal finger at you, Sorey, and she casts a Finger of Death. So I'd like you to make a Constitution save for me, unless you got another counterspell.
I do.
So this would be a DC 17 Arcana check. So make a con save for me.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. I'm gonna use my last inspiration then.
Okay.
Haha!
So, as you begin to feel necrotic energy sweep into your soul, as her necrotic powers begin to take hold on every fiber of your being. You just barely, through your teeth, mutter another counter incantation, and you feel the grip of death release from deep within you. And oh, sorry, Sigismund, you should have been first. That's my bad. I didn't.
Oh no, just I'll go second. Don't matter. Just keep going.
I didn't scroll all the way up, and you
It's fine.
And you counter her spell again. So sorry, Sigismund, you're up there.
Okay.
Wow, if you guys kill this bitch, that'll be pretty insane.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I mean, it'll be a nice XP bump.
In desperation, I'll clutch the symbol and sort of ask Galadia, should I is this something I should be doing? Attacking this one? Just praying for some kind of answer before I move.
Sure. You don't currently receive a response.
Fuck. Alright, I'll move, let's see, 5, 10, I'll move here, and I'll yell? Just, everybody calm the fuck down, right now, stop!
Make a persuasion check for me.
Oh my god, really?
Valindra says, she turns towards you, Sigismund, and she says, unfortunately, I haven't lived as long as I have, allowing any meager being to insult me. You could have just given me a copy of your map, and I could have given you a scroll, and you could have been on your way, but I can see and feel the greed in your hearts, and I fear that I'm going to have to dispose of you all now. And she seems very calm. She doesn't seem too concerned with about what's about to happen, and you get the impression that she'll be happy to have some new thralls in the next few minutes.
Oh boy.
Wuce, you're up. Well, do you do anything besides that?
I don't think I could really do anything more.
Yeah, you can attack her.
Yeah. No, I can't reach her. I've already used my move, so I can only get close to her.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Then yeah, Wuce, you're up.
1 second.
I'm just gonna pee real quick so I can concentrate.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. But you go ahead. Guys, what are we doing here?
Get the wizard to apologize. Maybe that'll help.
I say we sacrifice him.
I mean, we could summon 1d6 wolves.
Just throw it on the ground and run.
Or do you? I don't know.
We're kind of stuck though. We can't really get down either.
I can't use my cape. I only have 1 charge per day, so.
Well, at least you could get away if shit goes down. I mean,
anyone need a firestorm?
BRB.
All right. Wuce, you're up.
He's run away, I guess.
You can't kill him if he isn't there.
Did he get dropped?
I'm not sure.
Did he fall asleep?
I think he said 1 second. Maybe he's
I think he had to pee also.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm back. Is it still my turn?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I say, I'm still willing to make a copy of the map.
Valindra says, I think this will be more fun.
If you want fun, how about a game of dice?
She chuckles, and it's kind of a raspy, coughing-like noise now that she's in her lich form. And she doesn't seem to want to gamble right now.
Okay, well, as she's doing that, I guess I'll grab that wolf mask and summon 1d6 wolves.
Nice.
Okay, sure.
You want me to roll it, or are you gonna roll it?
No, you can roll it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
4 wolves.
Let me see.
I don't know. I'm guessing that's an action, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And then for my bonus action, can I just try hiding?
You can try. It's going to be a pretty difficult check here.
No, I get it, but what are my other options? I guess.
Sure. Let's see. So the module doesn't have any wolves, so I'll just use these winter wolf. Oh no, those are huge. Oh no, I can make them smaller. I'll just use these tokens for now, but these are more powerful than a regular wolf, so. But I'll add them to the initiative at the start of the next round.
You're gonna roll their initiative then?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
At the start of the next round, I'll roll their initiative.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
How deep is that pond?
It's probably not very deep. Maybe
Okay.
a few feet at its deepest. And Sorey. Make sure to keep track of your spell slots that you're using, and we work on the honor system here. I'm not going to check it for you, but if I smell something fishy, there will be punishment.
Jesus.
Like
Era
hiding
conquer,
a
era
lich.
conquer, era conquer, era conquer.
Valindra has used her only 8th level spell and her only 7th level spell, so you won't be getting any more 8th or 7th level spells coming at you. But you're up. A wolf's attack is 1d20 plus 4 Wuce, and they do 2d4 plus 2 damage.
You want me to keep track of that?
Yeah, you can roll for them on your whenever a wolf's up. Actually, I'll roll them. I'll just make the macro real quick, and I'll roll them when they come up.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've noted my stealth, by the way.
Well, there's that.
That just hits no matter what, right? Or do
Well,
you have
the first part, even if it misses, the second part will hit.
Okay, so
But it's a DC saving throw of, let me see.
it's probably a dex, right, for half damage?
Yes, it's Dex.
So she'll take 4.
So it's 3 cold.
Well, she'll take. Oh, the 9 was to hit. Gotcha. Wait, that's the hit, right? The 9 is to. The 9
Yeah,
is
the
to
9
hit?
is for the first part of the damage.
Okay, so she'll take she'll take 3 cold, which would she makes the dex save, so she'll take half of that.
Right.
And she looks at you as your ice knife kind of shatters and splinters in front of her, and you see one of the small shards kind of stick into her skeleton, or stick into her robes, and she looks down at it, and she looks up at you, Sorey, and she says, "Chilling, truly." And Riceak, you're up.
I pull out the harp and I start gyrating my hips and I start playing back in black from AC/DC.
Uh-huh.
And I shoot Firestorm at her.
That's gonna hit everybody in here.
No, it's 10 adjacent cubes. I counted them out. It won't. I can choose which ones they were as long as they have one adjacent side. It won't hit anyone.
Okay.
So I can start here and I can go all the way down to here. Wait, here and then go to here.
What cubes? What are the cubes?
There's 10-foot cubes, and they're worth 7d10. But I can pick which way they go, and I can just choose the extra ones, and just hit the pool out in the middle of the area where no one is.
Yeah, and they have to be adjacent, so they can't be overlapping, right?
Right, at least one side. So well, that's the wrong tool. Wait, so I'd pick this direction, and then this direction all the way out here.
So I'd say 2 of the cubes will actually hit her. Otherwise, you'd have overlapping cubes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to have some damage. What the hell was that?
Oh. But for the rest of you, heat begins to kind of gather in the ceilings inside of the heart of Ubtao, and these writhing balls of flame begin to appear as Riceak is gyrating his hips and playing a song on this instrument, and then the orbs, the flaming orbs, begin to crash down around you, just blasting out heat in all directions, blackening a lot of the inner portions of the heart, and setting anything wooden nearby on fire. 2 of the cubes do strike Valindra. She needs to make a dex save, right, for each of them?
Yeah, for half damage.
For half damage, and the DC is 10, so one takes full, and the other takes half. So she'll take half of that 47, and she'll take full for the second cube.
Roll again.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 1s, that's bonk.
So 20.
Roughly the same.
You still did more damage than anybody else has.
And then for my movement, I will put my harp back away and then hide behind this little stump, like a small child.
Okay. As the flames kind of subside, all her robes have been kind of burned away, and she's standing there kind of in her full skeletal kind of form, with bits and pieces of her flesh kind of hanging off her body. And you can make a stealth check for me, but it's not necessarily going to be too helpful.
Probably need a 30 or something. Yeah. No worries.
And Garn, you're up.
Please stop. We really need to not attack one another.
She
if
she looks over towards you, smoldering, and she says, "Save your breath, Dwarf. It is I or the rest of you that are going to leave here alive."
Okay. Of course.
Guiding bolts. She has no. So 13, 15 total damage, but a 13
Yeah.
is a miss.
Yeah, I was pretty sure about that.
As your guiding bolt zings past her and kind of grazes Sigismund, blasting into the wall behind you, Sigismund. There, as your holy energy dissipates. And
Is she a large creature or?
she is a medium undead.
Okay, I'm trying to get next to her, but I'm gonna get in her square if I do that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, just show them that I'm there. Is all I can do. Okay, that was it.
Okay, Sigismund.
Don't forget the wolves.
Oh yeah, I'll add all the wolves here, and I will re-initiate the initiative order. Ooh, interesting. So,
One of them can get to her.
10,
Okay.
15, 20.
They're gonna just try and use their pack tactics to knock her prone.
Okay. Well, the first one.
Won't get pack tactics.
Yes, because we're it's
Are you within 5 feet? I can't see. Sorry.
yes, we were within 5 feet.
Then it does get it. Yeah. Which just means advantage on attack rolls, I believe.
Do you you want the wolf to try to
Make her prone.
knock her prone?
Whenever
yeah,
you do
it does.
it's part of the bite attack.
So she takes 5 damage and she needs to make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2, and then
which she fails and is
So
knocked
she's prone. So Sigmund, you can actually hit her with advantage also because she's prone.
And
We'll see.
now it rotated you below her, so I guess I'll just go with the order that I had originally, or
That's fine.
no, go ahead, Sigismund, you're up.
Okay, I have a question for you. Having Defender, which is a legendary weapon, does that do magic damage?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You have +3 to hit and damage.
Sweet. I'll okay. Being fairly annoyed at this point that I am getting nowhere with the holy symbol and having a lich attack us, I'm starting to look quite angry. I'll cast Hunter's Mark on her as a bonus action.
Okay.
And
she's prone and marked.
I will take my first attack here.
You're at advantage.
25.
I hope the hell you hit.
25 is a hit, yeah.
Right, and I would also like to hit her with Divine Smite on top of that.
Okay. 13 slashing.
And don't forget
Plus
your
9.
D6.
Yeah. Wow.
23 total damage.
Yes.
16.
Hit her again.
And I'll just fucking, chop at her again. 27.
27 is a hit.
You gonna smite her again?
I am.
And your Hunter's Mark.
Boom.
Nice!
30.
Yes, sir.
Jesus, nice hits.
Okay. Valindra is kind of beaten down on the ground. You've just brought your sword down into her hard twice, Sigismund. She looks up at you and grins as
Oh
it
boy.
looks like you've knocked out a few of her ribs, and she bears her toothy, mostly toothless grin and grabs a hold of your ankle with her hand.
Oh shit. Die, Scourge! Oh
She
shit, here we
utters
go.
a powerful word,
Alright.
incantation, and the rest of you see Sigismund fall to the ground. Garn, you look down at him and you see his golden eyes fade, and Sigismund, you die.
Fair enough.
But we will resolve that after combat. And a wolf is up.
Yeah, keeping her down. Wait, so... Yeah, go ahead.
The wolf tries to bite. Oh, they have. He already has advantage because of pack tactics, so her being prone doesn't really matter. Sorey, you're up.
Let's go with the... Is she still knocked prone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't try to stand. She just grabbed Sigismund's leg and ended his life in desperation.
Alright, well I cast the Snylock Snowball Swarm.
So she takes 6 cold.
Yes.
And is that your turn?
Yep.
All right, Wuce, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna use my hand crossbow with the +1 bolts. Try and hit her.
You're at disadvantage to hit her.
I'm at disadvantage?
When she's prone, you're ranged is at disadvantage.
So it just means it's a normal attack.
Yeah. A 11 is a miss, and your bolt kind of thuds into one of the tree roots.
So if I was stealth before, I'm still stealth now.
Okay. Another wolf dives in.
You would have... Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
So
wolf.
44.
There you go.
And the wolf actually tears off one of her skeletal arms, and is like, you know, when a dog has a dog toy, just like wagging it back and forth in its maw.
I want to keep that one.
Riceak, you're up.
Okay,
Sigismund,
so-
Sigismund says, or not Sigismund, sorry. Valindra says, I guess that I underestimated you all, but it matters not. When I die, I will simply return to my phylactery Thay, and you'll see me in another 10 day. I will remember your faces, and I am going to come back here to Cholt and make all of your lives, or the ones that are left, a living hell. And she kind of begins cackling with madness as Riceak, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to. Let's see. I have to move, maybe. Can't really. She's like fully surrounded. All right, well then I'm going to move behind this. This tree here, and I'm going to draw my crossbow my short bow and hold my action. And if she tries to flee, then I'll take a shot at her. But otherwise, that's my end. That's my turn.
Hey, can you are you a bard?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Thought we had a bard in the party for some reason. Or part bard.
Hold your action in case she tries to flee.
Yeah.
Garn, you're up.
The bard was Moke.
Ah, that's right. 26 to hit. 22 points of damage.
How do you kill her?
Oh, straight in the head.
Nice.
Split her head.
So she's kind of like slouched over. You know, she's got her head raised, kind of towards the ceiling. You know, she's burned and charred, and she's missing an arm. She's cackling, kind of with madness, and you bring your staff of striking down across the side of her skull, and just kind of shatter her head entirely. The rest of her body kind of falls back, and her skeletal form begins to kind of break and shatter and crumble into a little pile of dust there between you and Sigismund's dead body on the floor of the heart. The echo of her cackle kind of lingers in the heart of Tau in the moment of her death, and then she just is there in a pile of dust before you at your feet. You look down at Sigismund, and it's hard to tell.
I'll try a bonus action.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with his suit of armor on whether he's breathing or not. But the light that used to be in his golden eyes has kind of faded, and they're now dark pools of black.
I would try a healing word because that's a bonus action. So
yeah,
see if it works.
It seems to have no effect.
No.
Are there any like scrolls for like reanimating people in this place? I mean, the lady's a lich, right? So would she have some sort of magic?
Sigismund.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you go into the secret channel for me?
All right.
So, you are now the third player death in 4 years of dungeon mastering that I've had. So I apologize.
There's no reason to apologize. She had that spell, and she is supposed to use it. So
but now is I will give you the choice.
All right.
There is a place on the island where the party, I can have Azaka tell the party to take you, and there's a woman there that can bring you back. Your soul will go into the soulmonger, but she can bring you back as basically an undead construct. You'll have your memories and you'll be you, but you'll be undead. Another option is that you can make a new character, or the third option is that this is a time where you can form the pact with your warlock patron. Take warlock next level, and will be the entity that you choose to bond with will stop your soul from entering the device and place it back in your body with some conditions.
Oh wow. I don't want the undead construct one.
Okay.
So, but what would be better though? Just straight up dying, or because it's really tempting to do the warlock one.
Yeah, you know, if you hadn't expressed the interest in taking warlock levels, you know, you'd be dead basically. But since it's an opportunity, you know, that's, you know, a way to kind of transition into that level and that story of your character.
Yeah, like narratively, it's fantastic. I just don't want other people to think that it's a cop out.
And since it's no, I don't. You know, later, you know, we can tell them why, but especially since you're going for like celestial, and you have the relationship with Galadia, you know, it's something that's, you know, it's a good part for it. I was having a hard time deciding between you and Garn who I was going to kill. I figured you were basically wrecking her, so you know,
you made the right call.
And then you know, also we had kind of that, there was also that out of bringing you back through your expression of wanting to go through the warlock levels. So
yeah, like it was definitely the right call killing me instead of Garn. Like that was it's just I want to take the warlock route. But you know, I don't want the other people to think that you're letting me come back.
Yeah, no, I don't think that at all. Don't worry about that at all. Like if you want to do that, I think that you know, you should.
Okay, because it would be super sad for people to think you have plot armor, really, like that you can't die.
Well, I mean, later on, you know, I can, you know, explain why I gave you the option, and I think it'll be fine. People will understand that, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, and they already know it's not a lie because I accidentally told Dave that I was considering going that route earlier today.
Yeah.
So he actually knows that I wanted to go into Warlock.
Did you have a celestial entity in mind?
I did. I sent you a PM.
Oh.
Like I was thinking, like Galadia. I was fucking tired of watching him pussyfoot around.
Yeah.
Like she was basically the entity who told him to fight, and she might have been like, she saw him because this fight was the first fight where I've used my damage dealing abilities. The Hunter's Mark and Divine Smite.
Yeah.
For roleplay reasons, I've not been using them, and she, you know.
I think then what might make sense is that Galadia will, you know, she might stop your soul from entering the soulmonger, but because of that, she has to take it into herself and then put herself inside of your body. So basically, she kind of becomes a passenger actually within you, and I might, you know, give you like some personality flaws basically then that you would have to follow sometimes, or or occasionally she might actually take possession of like your body, you know.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it'll change you from what are the 3 Aasimir types? Protector.
It's Protector, Scourge, and then Fallen.
It'll change you to a Fallen Aasimir.
All right.
Which is the one that sprouts wings, right?
Yeah. I don't think I can fly, but it sprouts like, you know, rotten.
Yeah, because Galadia is basically deciding to fall from her position, right? And
wow.
Yeah, and go into your, you know, body to save your soul personally.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just have to check the let's see, Fallen Aasimir. There's a couple of things that I have to change. Races here. Aasimir. Bum, 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 bum.
But you'll know that she's there when you wake up. You'll know that she's there. And I think she'll probably actually give a little speech first when you rise up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. 3rd level, unleash energy, transform creatures, character. Okay, I can frighten creatures. That makes sense. Transformation is 1 minute, and that's pretty much it. Apart from me being more dark.
Yeah. Cool. So does
Perfect.
how does that sound to you?
I will take it.
Okay, cool. We can go back then.
All right.
I'm sorry, say that again?
The silence spell.
Oh, on the Lich, so she can't use any of those spells?
Yeah, that would have been pretty useful.
Yeah, she would have been completely paralyzed.
So you guys are all now here in the heart of Uptau, near the center of the jungles of Cholt, floating a few hundred feet above the air, slowly rotating, and your Paladin of Song lies lifeless on the innards of this sacred Choltean location. I would imagine there's a few moments of kind of stunned disbelief, and in those few moments, you see kind of a purplish light coming down through the shaft of the tree above you, and beside it, as it emerges, it's kind of a purplish, brightly glowing orb with a white one beside it, and they both sink into Sigismund's chest. And after a few moments, the black pools of his eyes light up again, but they are no longer golden; they are purple. And he stands. He stands back up, and a voice. He begins to speak, but a voice that doesn't quite sound like his. It's more feminine, kind of echoes out, and it says, "My name is Galadia. I am the Watcher, the one that has been guiding Sigismund his whole life. I have stopped his soul from entering the device that you seek. But in this I have sacrificed myself, and now I am a part of him. He must obey me, but I will return your friend to you for a time. Do whatever you can to stop this terrible thing from happening to this world. If you do not hurry, all life will be lost, and Faerun and Toril will cease to be a place that exists. What is being fed by the Soulmonger will destroy all of you, and I will do everything in my power to see that that does not happen." And the brightness of the purple glow in Sigismund's eyes kind of dulls, but they remain purple. They don't turn back to gold. And then Sigismund, you see yourself kind of standing before your friends there, and the last thing you really remember is just darkness.
Garn comes to you, puts his arms around you and goes, "Welcome back!" and starts hugging and shaking you. And
I'll just there will be no hugging. the easy smile that he usually had is gone. Like the eyes are wild now rather than, gold and joyful. So I'll, pat the dwarf and just kind of push him.
I like that.
I was gonna give you an acid trip for your swan song, but it's good to see you, Sigs. Can I get the wolves to go mess up that circle thing, circle of teleportation or whatever?
Yeah, sure.
So hopefully it'll take them longer 9 days to come back, or 10 days.
Well, if you destroy the circle, she won't be able to come back here. Yeah, basically through her teleportation, she'll have to do it the old-fashioned way.
And then on top of that, let's
take considerably longer for her to return to Chult.
Okay, then the next thing being the greedy dwarf that I am, detect magic.
Shoot.
Yes.
Just put it in a pile and let Sorey identify it later.
So she does have in the chest near the cage, she does have about 15,000 gold, but I think most of it's in platinum. So there's probably about 1,200 platinum, and 3,000 gold in the chest near her cage. The firestorm damaged most of the bookshelves, holding
Sorry.
a lot of the books and scrolls and anything else. But why don't you roll a D100 for me, Garn? Because I think there's probably something magical here that didn't get destroyed by the flame.
Hopefully her spell book didn't.
And now we gotta keep track of the moon cycle.
93.
Yeah.
I like those high numbers.
I think that's the highest we've rolled so far.
Well, higher numbers tend to be more powerful items.
Hey Ryan,
Yep.
is the moon cycle the same there as it is in real life?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Because if it is, I could just roll a D28 to see how far along we are. Randomize that.
Why do you ask?
Because that mask that summons wolves only recharges once per moon.
Gotcha.
And I'm guessing. there's
so
only one moon here, or-
yeah, no, actually, no, I can tell you because I have the fucking calendar up. So, it's yeah. Go. Why don't you go? Well, I actually have the date, so I have the date currently set. It's actually the 27th now, so the mask will reset in 3 days.
Okay, we can note that. I'll do that. So 3 days from what's the date today?
It is the 27 of Uktar, which is the rotting, and the annual holiday of this month is the Feast of the Moon, actually, which will also be coming up in 3 days' time. 93, sorry.
So would that be 30th of Uktar, or does it roll over to a new month?
I think there's 30 days in all the months.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry to distract you. I just want to get
No,
that.
it's okay. So what you see in the pile of ash there, Garn.
I'm sorry, say that again.
What you see in the pile of ash there is detecting magic is you detect a magic coming from the pile of ash that Valindra turned into. I just gotta find it real quick.
Mid-game, some people came to the door to offer some kind of church event flyer. I'm gonna pretend it's Lyra's.
Well, you are going to, get some wine and stuff afterwards, so I mean, I suppose that makes sense.
Kind of slick, huh?
So what you pull out of the pile of ash that was Valindra's shadow mantle is a jagged obsidian band.
Okay, I asked Sorey if she can identify it for us.
Wait, Sorey's a woman or a man?
No, I just said it wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
It is a ring of fire elemental command. The ring is linked to one of the 4 elemental planes. While wearing this ring, you have advantage on attack rolls against elements from the linked plane, which would be fire in this case, and they have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. In addition, you have access to properties based on the linked plane. The ring has 5 charges. It regains 1d4 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn, and spells cast from the ring have a save DC of 17.
Wow.
You can expend... this isn't in the SRD, so I'm just going to read it for you.
Okay.
You can expend 2 of the ring's charges to cast Dominate Monster on a fire elemental. In addition, you have resistance to fire damage. You can also speak and understand Ignin. If you help slay a fire elemental while attuned to the ring, you gain access to the following additional properties. You are immune to fire damage, and you can cast the following spells from the ring. Expending the necessary number of charges. Burning Hands, 1 charge. Fireball, 2 charges. And Wall of Fire, 3 charges. Ring of Fire Elemental Command.
Which means that as soon as we can summon a fire elemental, we got to kill one.
I added to the loot page unless someone else wants it.
And actually, let me see here. I will give you your experience total for that fight.
Are there any other floors to this? It looked on the outside of the map there was like an upper, like a tree of some sort.
Yeah, there's a tree up top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's absolutely nothing left of any of her scrolls or books.
5,600 experience left, or each. 5,600 each.
Does that include the monkey jungle gym from earlier too?
It does, yes.
So 5600.
Yep.
Excellent.
And why don't you roll an investigation check for me, Sorey? Nice job, by the way. That's if you want to know, Valindra's Shadow Mantle is a CR 21.
Jesus.
Wow.
She just has she only had 135 HP. So if you can hit her before she gets too many rounds in, you can get her. But I'd say those 2 counter spells were pretty clutch.
Yeah, they probably saved us all.
Otherwise, there'd be 3 dead of you, basically.
Thank you, Sorey.
MVP. And I'll give everybody an inspiration, actually, as well. Sorey, I'll reload you, and I'll give you 2.
I rolled my investigation.
Investigation 20. Okay, yeah. So
23 plus
you
3.
do find a scroll that escaped damage. It is a scroll of Arcane Gate.
What about her spell book?
Oh, her spell book is also still there, but it's partially destroyed. So some of the pages are unable to discern. But why don't you roll a d4 for me, Sorey. One of the pages that survived was Counterspell, which you have. Why don't you roll another d4 for, or no, sorry, roll a d2 for me. So a Dimension Door, you would be able to scribe.
Hey, I got one of those.
And why don't you roll one more? Actually, we'll do a second level spell. Roll 2d4 for me. So 1, 2, invisibility and acid arrow, and then roll one more d2 for me. Cloud. No, sorry. Yeah, cloud kill. And you can scribe those even if they're not a level of spell that you can cast yet. So Cloud Kill is 5th level, Dimension Door's 4th level, Invisibility, Acid Arrow are 2nd level spells. But you can spend some time with the pages of her spell book, and those are what you manage to discern and scribe into yours.
I will definitely do that.
Cool. So I think actually for this week, this might be a good place to end. We could go for 40 more minutes, but me and Rito are about to hit up a 4-hour drive or so, and I think the rest of the 40 more minutes will probably be just like jungle traveling. So like that's kind of a good stopping spot for this week's session.
Works for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still shocked over the lich kill.
Yeah, and so they'll basically before this week, Sigismund had asked me if he could multi-class for Warlock, and so we'd been talking about that, and this wasn't intentional, but the only reason he's alive again right now is because he was already going towards this path, and so kind of a very slim. Basically, the only way that you can escape death is forming a bond with a extraplanar entity right now.
A dirty deal.
I'll leave the rest of the mystery of that. But I don't want you guys to think that I'm giving him a free pass. It was just kind of based on some of the path that Sigismund had expressed that he wanted to take for me anyways, so it was a good opportunity to further the storyline of his character for me.
Real quick, how much experience was it that we gained?
5,600.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you guys should be at 17,860, which puts you at not quite at 6th level yet.
No, 6th level's 14,000.
That's a good chunk, though.
No, we're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah.
We're past it.
Oh, you are at 6th level?
Yeah, we just got it.
Oh, nice.
And we're halfway to 7th already.
Yeah,
which is 22 or 24 or something like that.
23, I believe.
23. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good kill right there. Those 2 counter spells could have been on the way to a TPK though. So, yeah, I mean.
TPK.
TPK, total party kill.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because both of those other 2 spells were basically instant death for
someone.
Yeah.
If no one cares about the ring, I'll take it.
Do it. It's all yours.
Like you're kind of it's meant for you, right?
I'll take it off the loot page then.
Look what your mouth's gotten you. A ring. A kick-ass ring.
All right, guys.
That was the plan.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah, that was a good, nice job. Man, I can't even believe, man, both those counter spells are super, super clutch. That's it's not
there
like
was an even more clutch thing that he realized after the fact.
It's not like it's not like I like want to kill you guys, but like I try to stick to some portions of the module when we're at those specific points, and so like the only thing about Valindra is that if you pick a fight with her, she fights to the death.
No, yeah, that's...
Yeah. And that's just a module. That's a module thing. So it's like I try and.
Are you like apologizing right now?
I'm not apologizing, but it's I guess the hardest part. That's the third player death that I've had in like now almost 4 years of DMing. So it's like players don't die that much for me, and so I always feel guilty about it, Which I'm trying to get over. I'm trying to get over that. It's
supposed to fucking die.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I was one away from a ring of three wishes.
Yeah. Yep. That would have been pretty insane.
You would have.
One away from what? I didn't hear you.
Ring of 3 wishes.
We could have just brought Sticky back without his warlock nonsense.
I was gonna do another funeral ceremony thing with the.
And so you're taking that 6th level warlock there, Sigismund?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool.
So you're gonna be 5-1.
Yes.
All right, guys.
I like the warlock.
Well done.
Are you doing Pact of the Blade?
I'm doing Pact of the